Greetings and salutations. This is Rick Copple coming at you from Denver, Colorado. Once again with another episode of Not Linux Guru Guy. And I have an interesting thing to talk about today. That's Nanorc, how you can make Nano even better than when it comes out of the box. Yeah, you got a lot of options there, a lot of configuration you can do, a lot of hacking, so to speak. I want to call it hacking. It's really not a language per se, but sort of is. Not like it's Python or anything like that, but yeah, it's there's some things you can do to make a Nano more configurable and use it how you want it to be. We'll look at that right after the intro. Thanks. I wanted to let you know before I start out on this that I've changed my daily driver again from Linux Mint to Pop! OS. And it's taking a little getting used to the no menu structure and everything. I think I'm liking it pretty well. And part of the reason is because of the built-in window manager that comes with it, that you can use tiling windows on Pop! OS. Can't do that with Linux Mint very easily, at least. I guess there's a way probably to install the extension to GNOME or something, but I don't know if you can do it on that or not. You use the same window manager, Mutter, but yeah, it labels Pop! OS on here. So I've been using Pop! OS for my daily driver for about a week or two. I'm liking it pretty well. And I'll probably put out a video about Pop! OS at some point, more in-depth view of Pop! OS where I showed the new Linux users review section that I did. Yeah, we'll do that. But anyway, today we're talking about Nano. The default text editor is installed. Command line text editor is installed out of the box by most distros. And some like Arch, you install Arch Linux, you probably have to install Nano, but yeah, I think maybe. I mean, yeah, because almost all the distros use Nano, it seems like, for some reason. Probably because it's easier to use than something like Vim or Remax or any of those kind of editors, or Vi. But anyway, there are some problems with it that I've always had with it, but I finally found out that you may configure it. Some of you probably already knew this, but yeah, you can configure it. We're going to go over that today. So I want to show you a few things. First, let's go down to the web page and you can see what I'm talking about. Here, right here, we have the basically what this is, the same thing you pull up in your man page. But yeah, it's got all these commands you can set or unset as you may desire. These commands that will start up in certain things in it. I'm going to go over some of those. A lot of stuff here, a lot of them that I don't use, but I found several I like. Several that might be of interest to you. I'm going to go over here in a minute. We're going to see what they do. And then they got syntax highlighting. You can highlight syntax, comment strings, tab gives, colors, bicolor. Yeah, you can do a lot of that. And you use rebinding keys, because you know already some of the binding keys, like your Ctl-O to save a file, right? To overwrite a file, basically. Yeah. Yeah, you can set bindings for all that. There's some I didn't realize though, but I'll show you that in a minute. It's also got most of these functions can be accessed by key bindings in your Nano. You can set new ones in the Nanorc file and such as that. So, what the heck is a Nanorc file? Well, it's a startup file, just like a lot of other files that end in RC, like bash RC and those kind of things. So we'll take a look at that real quick and see what we're doing here. Okay. Now here we have the Nanorc file over on the side. And we'll go over here and we'll look at this real quick. Now here I've commented all these temporarily, so you can see them one at a time what I've got said. These one, most of these I've used for a while, but well, smart home on down I'm thinking about using, or I think it might be interesting for you to use, and just so you can see what we do here. So soft wrap, set soft wrap. Now a lot of people say to set no wrap to start out with. That's the default. You don't have to do that unless it's been set for some reason. Yeah, so set soft wrap is what that'll do. Is first let's show you what this is like on a big file. You can see one of the first things we have here is this default how it comes out of the box, Nano. And you see right here all these full lines that are bigger than the screen just go off the edge, and and the only way you can look at them is to yeah, you also see the mem. This use the mouse to highlight things, but you can't do anything else with it. You can't move your cursor around. The way you move your cursor around in here is to move it like this with your keys. So that's the only way I was able to get around in here before. But yeah, you notice down here with help. Yeah, Ctl-G. That's a control character in G. So get that, what do we get? Boom. You list this all these different control now, and most of these you know because of the help lines down here. You know that Ctl-O will save your file, Ctl-X closes the file, whereas will search, Ctl-W, Ctl-Q where it was, and on, all the different things down here that they've listed. So you know that, but you get down here some of these other ones you don't know about. Help mode enabled disabled. What the heck is that? Let's try that out. M here is talking about the modify key, which in this is in Nano the default modify key is Alt key. So that's Alt X. Unbound key it says. You have to bind it using the key binders down there. See, it says the same thing there. Well, yeah, when you set up your RC file over here on this side, some of these are activated. I think most of them are by default out of the box, but until you enter something in here that's going to register that, it doesn't do that. But anyway, yeah, so you can't really use these keys until you set things. Like the mouse, set mouse right here. That allows you to move the cursor around using the mouse, but you can't mark things to copy them into your text, your system buffer at all without moving the mouse back over. So Alt M will modify the mouse key over and over, toggle it back and forth once you've enabled it in the Nanorc file. We'll see what I mean here in a minute. So yeah, there's mouse support enabled disabled, suspension enabled disabled. Now some here I didn't realize Ctl-S save file without prompting. I didn't know it had that because I never seen it listed down here anywhere. I never tried it either, and just on the hunch that maybe it worked. Yeah, so that's interesting. You also center a line where the cursor's at by Ctl-L. A lot of deals in here. And you can close this by Ctl-C. You can close, like cancel anything by Ctl-C. So how do you get that? So if we go over here to over here, we get, first let's close this down real fast. Okay, we're going to come over here. Now we got set soft wrap, so we'll delete that out. We'll set that. and save it. See, Ctl-S wrote 12 lines, boom, 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 just like that. So, yeah, it could be a fast way to do it. You just hit two things, Ctl-S, Ctl-X, and you're out. Now, there is another way you can do this. It's even faster. It's one of the settings in there. I didn't put this in there, but you can set in Nanorc file. You can put a setting in that will save it on closing automatically. So if you hit Ctl-X on a file, it'll save it. Now I don't tend to do that because sometimes I want to exit without saving the file, and I don't know if it'd be able to. I don't know if there's a setting in there where or key binding where I can switch that off when I need to or not. Anyway, or sometimes I'm thinking I'm not saving file when I actually am, so I don't use that anyway. So, okay, so now we got that in there. Now we should be able to go over here. Now we save that. We can go into, and look, it's all wrapped. It shows us some problems here. The D unpacked is way over here. It tends to cut everything off right there. So there's another option over here. In this file, at blanks, set at blanks. When you set that one, it'll only wrap at blanks. So that's why that blanks is both. So you go there, go back over here, and you got, so the directory unpacked. It's got and unpacked over here now. So the D is no longer separated from its rest of its word. That's how you maintain your whole words. Those two settings, set soft wrap and set. Now hard wrap, what that does, in case you're wondering, you don't know what the difference between soft wrap and hard wrap. Hard wrap is, soft wrap will not actually, in other words, just for display purposes. Soft wraps are. It doesn't actually it doesn't actually cut off a line at this point. So this whole thing is staying one line, right like that. Now if you hard wrap it, it'll cut off at either, you can set, I think, at certain width of like 80 characters or something like that, or you can set it to where hard wrap with whatever size of the screen you have space. So in other words, this be one line, this be one line, this be one line, this be one line. So this one line of text entered in here would be broken down in 4 lines if I had hard wrap set. So yeah, that's part of the deal there. Soft wrap is probably what most people are going to want because most of the time you just want it to wrap. You don't intend for it to actually cut it in separate lines all like that. Yeah, I noticed I had these typos in here. And I still can't click on them with my mouse without marking it. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to go see what else we can do here. Okay, so we'll go down here, set mouse, since we talked about that one just a moment ago. And I can't wait to get that set mouse. Okay. And let's see. You got over here, you got now set mouse, means I should be able to just click on this and move the mouse around. Yep, see? And then if I use a key, it'll go from there. You also can set your mark here by clicking twice, mark set. By clicking again, it'll be unset. Another couple of times. mark unset. So yeah, that's the mouse now. I should just test this out. Alt M should disable and turn it back to normal. I see mouse support disabled right down here. You can re-enable it too by doing that. Just by turning on the mouse, on set mouse in the Nanorc file. So when you need to copy some text into your system buffer, you can just disable the mouse and then it'll be able to mark it, and you can do that, right? Whoops, whoa, I maximized. Yeah, pushed the wrong thing. I had the wrong key pressed down there. Mouse support disabled. And I can copy this to say run the file. Now I'm in Alacrity. Alacrity doesn't do the. And I suppose I can figure out how to set it in settings for it to do this, but I haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, you can copy this by Shift Control, or even just Control C will work in Alacrity for some reason. So you can do Shift Control C, copy it over here, and Shift Control V, and there it is. Once you run the file, boom. That's one way to transfer text. I'll show you another way in a minute. So once you run the file, but then you have to have it in this mode where you can't move the mouse, you can't move the cursor of the mouse unless you do Alt M again and mouse support enabled. Now you can move it over here. You also mark and unmark it, unset it to mark. So yeah, that's that part of it. Okay, so what's next? We have line numbers now. You know all the line numbers are set on there, right? Yeah, so line numbers, you may have seen some of the videos of them where my Nano have line numbers going on the side. So now you go here, and boom, we have line numbers 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, it's keeping these all in one line. If this is hard wrap, I'll just have a line number, blah 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 blah. This is all one line, 11. So that's how you do that, and then that's simple, and yeah. Now if you don't like, let's see what the next thing is we have on our wrap. Take a look at here. Auto indent. Yeah, this is programming stuff here more. Yeah. See, now I got mouse, I can set the mouse there, and backspace. Boom. Set auto indent. What's auto indent, you say? Well, you probably know, but I'll guess. Oh. Yeah, auto indent, basically what that does means that you can go here and it'll auto indent. It'll go to indentation wherever you go. So if I go here, I go tab over, say a special file. And I press it again, you see it just indented to where the indent is. Auto indents, and it'll stay there until you move it either backwards or forwards. So that's helpful. If you like your programming, you need to have auto indent installed, that'll help. And just use whatever last thing you have it set on. So back here, yeah. So that's what that does, auto indent. Here we're going to say no, we don't want to modify it. Buffer. All that junk in there. No, no, no. Now we'll start Ctl over here. We can go set multi-buffer. Yeah. This is one where it allows you to open up another file and see what happens is. I probably should show it to you, but I'll just tell you about it since I'm already here. Okay, oops. Press menu key. Okay. Now what multi-buffer does is, you may have noticed this little description down here, read file. What the hell is that for? Yeah, you just press your Alt, your Control R. Alright, I had a problem there. I hit Shift R, it ended my OBS stream. Yeah, so that's a problem. Yeah, I finally had to go in and change. I forgot to change it last time that happened. I forgot to go in and change it so it didn't happen again. And when I hit Control R to read the file, I also ended my OBS stream and then found out the next day. So now it's tomorrow or today, whatever you want to call today. So anyway, we'll get back to it. It's Control R now. If I've changed it so it won't end the stream, I don't think this time. Okay. Okay, Control R, and it's still recording. Yep, good. I'm good there. Okay, so Control R is file to read into a new buffer from dot. What that means there is a dot slash, means that from whatever directory you open the file in, let's you open it in our home directory, is where it starts from. So in other words, I want to open in the file from, say, let's see, how about install new packages deb. Okay, there you go. Installed, and notice put in a new buffer. And if I go push my Alt, I can switch between the two files. Well, normally what happened if you didn't have multi-buffer in there set, it will just tack it on the end of whatever is in here, so you'd have one big file. So if I did this, if I did bin install new packages deb into there, what I get is, I would get it at the end of this file here, so it'd be one big file. Multi-buffer allows you to edit more than one file in Nano at a time. Pretty cool. Also allows you to do copying using Nano's built-in text editor, which I'll show you that in a minute. Alrighty. So, yeah, so that's what that does, and it allows you to do copies and paste from within. So if I wanted to do the standard, say I wanted to put this over in the other file or something, do Alt A, set mark sets it, or I can use my keyboard if I want to do that. You use the keys or to go as far as you want. Say you want to copy that much over there, so then you do Alt 6 to copy and into the buffer, and Alt there, and say I want to paste this right to here. So I do Control U. There it is. So that's what that does. Now we're going to close that out so we can move on. Not going to save that because I don't want that in there. So app image install, and so we're back to that. And we're ready to go back over here to Nano RC and set the next one. Now we have set smart home, the next one. What that does is it sets your home key, moves it to smart home at the beginning of the line. So let's say you wanted to go right, your cursor is here in the middle of this line, and you wanted to go right there and step all the way back to the front, which is default. Then you hit your home button, it goes right back there. Hit it again, it goes back to the beginning, sit there and bounce back and forth between those two. That was smart home for you. Well, text editors have that functionality, so Nano does too, amazingly enough. Ta-da! Alrighty. So, beside that one, come over here. Now we got number colored lines. And you can say your numbered lines over here. 1 through 10, 12 here, you can set those different colors, both foreground and background. First color sets the foreground, second color sets it to background. So the default's this black on white. It's like up there in the top and stuff. So if you wanted to change it to something different, you could change it to red, you can change it to green. They have a list of colors you can change it to in the file, in the rules forum, in the man page. So check there. Yeah, so light red. So if we set that, you can just go in the same Nanorc file and see the difference. See? All red. Da, 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 da. That's cool. Now the next color you got over here is select bold, blue, yellow. And this is a selection color. So when you mark some by default, what Nano does is, so you can't do that way. Yeah, so what it does, Nano sets it to the reverse. So when you have it set for light blue or something like that, it'll set it so that it's kind of reddish to me, not blue, but anyway, yeah, it's supposed to set it to reverse color. Anyway, I think it's more whitish or light red. Taking light red from the number fields, I don't know. Strange. Anyway, it's that's default functionality. So if you want to take that, you unmark that, I think. Mark and set. Home. Save that. Go back into it. Now if you set your colors, mark stuff up here. It has a yellow background and blue text. You change it to whatever you want, whatever color you want. I have a bold set bold, blue, yellow. There's something else I need to mention here. I think didn't get in here in the first run through. They got cut off. When I did Control R and cut the feed off, is that the colors here. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but the set smart home and all those colors, you know, it has different. Now, a lot of times I think if you just install Nano and you don't have xterm equals 254 set in your terminal, it doesn't show any of this. It's just white on black. I think is the only default. Kind of like this text is over here, white on whatever background you have on your text editor. And when you start typing in your buffer, though, if you have the color set, is you get these different colors. I'll show you. So if I say set, see how to change the red and change it to green. Set dog whistle. Of course, this isn't a real command, but you see, it'll stay red after you finish typing it, which you can type soft wrap. As soon as you hit soft wrap, it says, oh, okay, I recognize that command. Changes to green. And the commented out are blue. So that's just so you can tell if you got it right or not. Okay. So now what's this nice house? Set no help. Now this one, notice I always come out with these two lines of help down here at the bottom that gives you kind of a rough help. And it goes, if expand this all the way out. I think we can. Yeah, we can do that. We can go over here and close this one out. We don't need that file anymore. It'll go all the way over here. There's even more, as you saw in the Ctl-G help file. There's a lot more of them than are on there. There's our copy command, M, which is modify key, which is Alt 6. You set mark MA, Alt A, and all that kind of thing. So you got all those options. And if you want to learn them, though, you may not need all that stuff down there. You want to gain some more real estate, especially if you have a low resolution on your monitor, not a high resolution. You want to get rid of all that junk down there. So you can just set no help, and it'll go away. Okay. Yes. Apparently I didn't save that. Now you don't have any help line done, it's just stats line, that's it. Boom. No help. So, but if you already know them, then you don't have to have it down there, right? It's just helping. If you get in trouble and you go, what was that command? I don't remember now. Go to Ctl-G and go look it up. Ctl-C to cancel that. Go back to where you were. So, yeah. Spiffy, huh? You gain more real estate that way. Now, quick blank, what that does is it will set your it'll set, you know, how when you have stats color down here. Say, if I set and save this file, wrote 11 lines of stats code down there. Yeah, if you have to hit, I think 20 times or something before it goes away. 1, 2, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 25, 26, 27 times, something like that. And then the stats bar finally goes away. Well, say you don't want that sitting there for all the time. You set quit blank like we just did. You'll exit out and exit back into it. Enter back in. Now it says red 11 line down there. Now watch. I just push the cursor one time, it goes away, boom. So, it says quick blanks out that status message after you move it one click or one line or one edit, whatever you do. And we'll go back and have a chat about it. So that's how you can spruce up your Nano RC and hack it into good files. There's other options there to look at on that man page commands, or either on the web or by going into a terminal and typing man Nano RC, and you can find out what interesting options you have to change things, make things look better. Alright? And you can copy text and stuff that way. Yeah, so explore it, look into it, you'll learn a lot. And I did, and just want to share with you what I learned. Thank you very much. Click subscribe if you have a mind to, and like, notify bell, all that good stuff, so you can keep up with me. And I'll see you in the next video, and may the Linux force be with you. Bye.